Hey guys, Lolo here again. Packing for a cruise is stressful enough, but getting sick on vacation is even worse. So for this video, I wanted to share all of our over-the-counter medications, vitamins, first aid essentials, everything else that we personally pack for cruise and travel, especially with traveling with kids. I've heard way too many stories of people getting sick on ships, whether it's motion sickness, stomach bugs, colds, headaches, dehydration, sunburns, you name it. And while cruise ships have medical centers and shops on board, they can be very expensive, limited, and not available at the exact time you may need it. This is going to be my Be Prepared for What Ifs cruise medication packing list. I did want to add a quick disclaimer, just in case before we start, this is not medical advice. I'm simply sharing what we personally bring while traveling so we're prepared for common vacation mishaps and everyday needs. So first, we'll go over probably the most common on a cruise ship is going to be motion sickness. This can happen at any time, but usually more or less when the ship's going a little quicker, there's bigger waves, it's slowly kind of moving back and forth. Even though it's a big ship, you can still feel this. So first thing I would recommend to bring would be meclizine or Bonine. This is the less drowsy medication for motion sickness and vertigo. You take it about 1 hour before sailing, so just keep that in mind, but it does last 24 hours, which is nice. Next up, we have dimenhydrinate, which is Dramamine. Everyone's heard of this one. Unfortunately, it can cause drowsiness, and so you want to be very careful with this with alcohol as well, but you do need to take this an hour prior too. If you're wanting to go the more natural route, ginger chews are a great option. Usually you want to take about 30 minutes, but you will have to take this throughout the day. And then lastly, there's C-bands. This is a drug-free wristband that actually works by touching pressure points that help with nausea. They do work very, very quickly, and they are reusable, so plus on those. And next, probably biggest thing is going to be pain and fever. Pain can range from a variety of things. Could be headaches, muscle aches, swelling, inflammation. There's really two best options for this. First one being ibuprofen, depending on the type of pain. If it's more inflammatory, this is going to be a better option. It can also be used for fever as well. This one you will have to take about every 6 to 8 hours, and be sure you take it with food. And then we have acetaminophen or Tylenol. This is a pain and fever reducer as well. Can be a little easier on the stomach, but it is metabolized by the liver, so you do want to be careful using this with alcohol, and you will have to take it a little more often, about every 4 to 6 hours. Next up, we have the whole slew of stomach issues you can get on a cruise. Obviously, on a cruise ship, we're eating a lot, drinking a lot, our stomach's just working on overdrive, so a lot of different things can happen. So we'll first go with diarrhea. If we're having diarrhea, there's a few options here. Pepto-Bismol is going to probably be the most popular one. It also helps with upset stomach, nausea, indigestion. One thing to keep in mind, and it's normal, it can darken the stool. So if this happens, don't be alarmed. Another option for diarrhea is loperamide or Imodium. This one helps slow the intestines down to help stop the diarrhea. I will say any diarrhea episode, be sure you increase those fluids, especially if you're drinking. Again, we're losing those fluids, so be sure you replace those. Now let's go on the opposite spectrum. If you have constipation, it's all getting backed up. There's a good combo you can use, Senna plus Docusate. Both of these help. One stimulates movement, the other one softens the stool, so to help get it moving out. Magnesium also is a natural option you can use that helps with constipation, and it also will help hydrate as well, so can't hurt to add that on too. Other random stomach stuff, main thing being acid reflux and GERD. Again, as you eat, it's piling. So you're going to get that acid reflux trying to come back out. If you want something really fast acting after it's already happening, calcium carbonate or Tums is your go-to there. Otherwise, you have other two options, famotidine or omeprazole, which do need to be taken before a meal if you know a trigger's coming, or if you're already full but you want to eat more. Be sure you take these before, but all of these pretty much help reduce the acid in the stomach to keep it from wanting to come up. Next, we have colds or allergies. So again, we're being exposed to over 4,000 people on these cruise ships. We're bound to probably catch an illness here and there, and for the unlucky ones, you want to be prepared if this happens. Dayquil, NyQuil, both spectrums, be sure you include those, as well as maybe some cough drops. Pseudoephedrine is a great option as well. That helps clear the nasal passages and sinuses. Guaifenesin will loosen any mucus that's stuck in there, especially if it gets to your chest. And then lastly, obviously an antihistamine if you do have seasonal allergies, you're somewhere new, your body's not used to it. So you want to bring something like a second-gen antihistamine, would include cetirizine, levocetirizine, loratadine. Try to avoid the first gen, those are drowsy, causing like Allegra, and just stick to the second gen. Next we have first aid kit. And I'm not gonna lie here, I cheated a little bit and just bought a pre-made one on Amazon. Much easier than trying to nitpick and make your own here. But if you wanted to, the main things you want to include are going to be Band-Aids, antibiotic ointment, hydrocortisone cream, maybe a blister treatment, antiseptic wipes, alcohol wipes. You know the drill. I'll include a picture here so you can see what I got, but in most sense, I would say these kits are pretty cheap. $10 is more worth my time to just buy that than to try to make it myself. All right, so we again are doing an Alaskan cruise. Usually don't think you would need much sunscreen on an Alaskan cruise. You think, oh, I'm covered up, you know, it's cold. But that Alaska sun can still get you. It's still reflecting off of the water, whether it be the pool or the ocean, glaciers. So it's very, very important to still bring a very high SPF sunscreen and lip balm. Make sure you're applying this about 30 minutes before being in the sun and reapplying it every 4 hours. Also bring aloe vera gel, just in case anyone gets burned. This is a lifesaver. It will feel way better if you're able to put this on after a burn than nothing. A few miscellaneous items that you also want to bring. Obviously some hand sanitizer. You can probably get a couple. You have one on your purse, one in your room. Just have these easily accessible in your backpack when you're traveling. And if you don't have access to wash your hands, this is a good alternative. That being said, you do want to wash your hands very frequently, as much as you can, to avoid getting any infection. You can also get some disinfectant wipes if you wanted to wipe down anything in your stateroom or just anything in general. Earplugs, if you have a spouse that snores, which I do. Those are a lifesaver in those teeny rooms. Eye drops to help with any dry eyes or contacts. Electrolyte packets. These are big. If we're drinking again, you're being dehydrated, you're moving around a lot. Even if you're drinking a lot of water, you're still losing those electrolytes. So these will help a lot. Bring electrolyte packets if you're drinking. And then a multivitamin. Can't go wrong with a multivitamin, maybe with some zinc and B vitamins in it. Again, that'll help kind of boost the immune system and prevent any infections from sneaking in. Obviously, if you have any prescription medications, you're going to bring these. Bring extra quantities just to be on the safe side, and always put these on your carry-on. Just in case anything happens to a checked bag, you still have your most important medications with you. And then lastly, kids' medications. Kids don't need too much, but we do want to make sure we have them covered if something does happen. Again, pain or fever, we want Tylenol or Advil for kids. Depending on how old your kid is, you can either get liquid or little chewable tablets. Kids' Benadryl, just in case they have any sort of allergic reaction to anything on the ship or in the excursions. And then maybe some like kids' throat lozenges, just in case they get a sore throat. And obviously, if they have any prescriptions as well, we want to bring those too. So final tips, always check the active ingredients in these, not just brand names. Generics are obviously going to be your best value. So if you wanted to get just like the Walgreens, Walmart brand, definitely do that. Buy larger bottles and make your own small kit. Like I have a little case that I can put multiple medications in. That helps. That way you're getting the best value for your money, but you're making your own kit of what you feel like you need on that trip. And keep your most important medications, again, on your carry-on. And wash your hands often, like we said. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So hopefully this helps you feel a little more prepared before your next cruise or vacation. Obviously, you hopefully won't need any of this stuff, but if you do, you'd be really happy you packed it, especially with kids. I'd rather have something than not and need it at 2 a.m. and have to go down and find out that the shop's closed. So just pack it, just in case. If there's anything I forgot, please, please, please put it in. Something you always bring on cruises or travel, leave it in the comments because I'm always looking for good ideas too. And if you're interested in more Alaska cruise prep or family travel planning, packing tips, etc., be sure you follow along for the rest of the videos I put up. I'm going to put up a whole bunch more prep videos, packing videos, And then obviously down the road, eventually when we go on the cruise, which we're almost 45 days out, we'll be posting all those as well. Thank you so much. Take care.